That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bottom. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yes, so yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're all well. Hope everybody's having a great day. Thank you very much for coming over and checking us out. I don't know what's going on with the confusion of the time of the video mistake. In my settings it says 1 o'clock, but what that is I do not know. But hopefully people are going to see us coming up and pop over. So anyway, hope everybody's well. Hope you all had a great weekend or having a great weekend. Got a nice group in the chat as always. Thank you very much for that coming over. We'll quickly go through who's in the group. I know there's a little bit of a discussion between Mark and Colin who was first, but we're not going to get into that. We'll just say they was here equal times. We've got Dutch Turner. Dutch Turner, I can't remember your name, sir. Can you put it in the chat, please, so we can add it to our list? That'd be great. Thank you very much. Dale from Maple Tree Studios. Thank you, Dale, for coming over. Who else have we got? Let's have a look. Wivey Woodshed. Hi, Andrew. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming over. Then we had my lovely wife, Nikki. Ian Leonard. Hi, Ian. Thanks for coming over. Libby. Hi, babe. How you doing? Rob CP. Hi, Rob. Hope you're well. Let's have a look. Have I missed it? Oh, Amy. Hi, Amy. Hope you're well. I posted your prize. When was that? Wednesday, Thursday, I believe. So hopefully, when was it?
Friday, wasn't it?
Oh, Friday. Apologise, Friday. There you go. So hopefully you should get that in the next week or so. So, oh, Doug Miller. Hi, Doug. How are you? So anyway, guys, thanks for coming over.
Steve, just say hi to Marley because he's with Mark.
Oh, hi, Marley. How are you? Mark's teaching him to turn a pen, I believe, today. So it'd be good to see that. Wooden. That's Dennis, I believe, isn't it? Wooden.
You've got the list.
Yes, Dennis. Hi, Dennis. How are you, sir? Thanks for coming over, guys. Really good to see you guys back over. And to be honest, I have missed doing these lives. So I think we've missed a couple. One for being on holiday, and then the week after when we was back late, and I just didn't get a chance to get sorted out. So we are back. So I have my lovely wife on the other ear, as you can hear. She'll say hello.
Hello.
So Nick's here. She'll answer the questions, or not answer them, but she'll ask the questions. So again, as always, if you've got a question, guys, put question, and then Nick will know what to scream at me for. So we'll go from there. So anyway, today's project, a piece of ash, as you can see. It's got stamped on the end here. Don't know if you see that. Ash. It was cut. Well, actually, I don't know if it was cut 2018, but I sealed the ends on the 3rd month of 2018, so it's been sat in the store. It's not cracked, which is a good thing. So my plan is to turn a nice sort of scalloped bowl, something or other out of it. We'll see how it comes out. As always, I've put a 63mm Forstner bit in the end here, or in the back, to give me a grip in the chuck. So my plan is to get it in the chuck, and then we'll turn the base, and then we will see what comes out like. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's the plan for today. Bit nervous. Well, not nervous, but I haven't been on the lathe too much. The first time I was back on the lathe for a couple of weeks was Thursday, and I haven't been on since. So we'll see what happens. Should be okay. So anyway, I hope everybody's well. Hope you're all having a great weekend. It's a beautiful day out there today, so we'll get this done, and then we can go out and enjoy the sun. What do you reckon? So what's everybody been up to? Yeah, Dale's got a question. Yes, I did buy flowers, but that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
More than that.
Was it?
I am due a new lot of flowers.
She's due a new lot of flowers. There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Mark's on about sofa for Joe. Right, so I'm going to change the camera and then we'll make a start on this, and you guys can chat in between each other, or amongst each other, shall I say. So what I'm going to do basically first is just curve the bottom out to give us a shape, and then we'll go from there. Hello.
Sorry, no, it's my back.
So let's get started. I don't know how this is going to shake. Quite a bit by the looks of it. So we're just going to gradually take our time to shape. I'm using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. And because obviously we're only hitting on half of it, we're just going to gradually take our time to curve it round, really. Hopefully once we start getting a bit of shape in it and a bit of balance, we can speed up a little bit to we'll get a better cut if we speed up a little bit.
We've got someone new on from Hodgepodge Woodworks.
Hodgepodge Woodworks, welcome.
And the Dutch turner's called Mike.
Mike. I went far out. I said Martin, didn't I? I went far out. Hodgepodge. That gentleman or lady was in Wayne's the other day, so thank you for coming over. So let's get this.
Another new one as well I've missed. What was that? Oh, no, maybe not.
Always strange when you turn a piece like this, because when you look down at where you're turning, it's you're looking at fresh air. So it's always a bit daunting to start with until you start getting a shape.
And we've got someone over from Mole Valley, the Mole Valley Maker.
All right. I haven't heard that name before. But thank you for coming over and joining in.
If you could put your name in the chat, that would be good, and then we won't keep calling you Mole.
Mouldy. So obviously now we can get a bit of speed on it. We can get a bit of a cut on it. But obviously you just got to be careful as you come to the end, because obviously you're going to be going past, you need to go past your piece.
Dale said it's always better when you do it faster.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a case of keep stopping and seeing where we are, really.
Mole Valley Maker's called Dave.
Afternoon,
and
Dave.
Mark said Marley has just asked, what lathe is that you've got?
It's the Record Power CL4. The difference between the CL3 and the CL4 is just the variable speed.
You didn't mention Yorkshire Grip, but Glyn's on.
I will do.
He put afternoon, you sexy Cavell, and afternoon, Nikki.
Thank you, Glyn.
Sinyi says hi. Hi, Sinyi.
Hi, Sinyi. Hope you're feeling a bit better with your back. Actually, I'm going to turn that a little tiny bit so I can get to it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this bottom off. Because obviously we need a nice flat bottom. And that gives us somewhere to go from, really, for the...
Right, the gentleman from Hodgepodge is called Robert.
Afternoon, Robert.
Paul Smith is on.
Paul Smith. Can't remember the name.
Before, have we? And also, Sid Repurposing is on.
Afternoon, Sid. How are you, sir? So I just want to bring that.
Who did I see?
Just bring that around. Right. So the question is.
Oh, Robert from Hodgepodge is located in the States, so he's just finished his breakfast.
Oh, nice and early over there. Well, thanks for coming over anyway, Robert. I'm going to reduce the thickness of this. The reason being is I don't want any bark on the outer edge.
Glyn's making grit today.
Is he?
Dr. Bob.
Afternoon, Dr. Bob. Or morning for you, I believe.
Yeah, it says good morning all from Michigan.
So we just have a look at that, see how much we've got back there. So we've still got a bit of bark there. Because all I really want to see is a trim of bark around that edge. That's what I'm planning. But the way the log is, I don't think I'm going to get it. I'll just take a bit more off this bottom.
Glyn said he's in his cold, uninsulated factory. Not for long.
I can't be cold. Oops, today, surely.
Dale's put, we are tagging more flowers for Nikki.
Right, let's have a look at that. I'm just going to have to play with that, I think. I don't think I'm going to get it any better than that. Because if not, I'm going to end up with nothing left. So, let's just get a bit of shape on it. Actually, we'll measure our gap for our mortise in the bottom. And then that gives us somewhere to go to. We'll perhaps get to about there somewhere. So look a bit big, that does. Yeah, it does. That is big. 40 mil I did. Right, mortise from there.
Dale's put that Sinyi's pain levels are much better.
Oh, great. That's good news. Really good news. Right, so I put a mortise in the bottom. I'm going to put a fairly deep mortise in there The reason being is because obviously the outer wall is going to be quite thin the way we shape the
I've got another new one on called
bowl.
Door 60.
All right, yeah. That they were in Wayne's the other day as well. So thanks for coming over.
If you could just put your name in the chat, please. Just don't want to keep calling your door. Also, Rob CP's put Steve K wants the new hashtag to be no more hashtags, and Mark's put hashtag Steve has no chance.
No, I don't think I'll have any chance of that.
Steve wants it to be sofa for Joe. Yes, Glyn. New sofa for Joe.
So I'm just going to put a bit of an angle on the inside of that.
Oh, door 60 is called Andy.
Another Andy. Welcome, Andy.
They're going to be overtaking the Steve soon.
They will. So I've put a little bit of a taper on the back of that just so it grabs into the jaws a little bit better. So I'm just going to clean this up. Actually, I'm going to mark where I want my seating point, which will be there. And then we're going to fade that out from there. So I'm just going to take this little edge off of here, get rid of it. Just like that. So we'll stop the lathe, move the tool rest, and now we'll just gently feather this. We'll feather this edge here out to our bowl.
Hi, Joe. She's come on.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, and Barry Oak's on.
Hi, Barry. Oops.
So the new hashtag is hashtag sofa for Joe.
So I'm just going to try and clean this up a little bit. Now the only disadvantage with doing it like this is the sanding. Because obviously she'd be a little bit bouncy. Got a little bit of tear out in there, but I might just try and put a push cut in there and see if we can get rid of some of that tear out. Just a gentle cut. Sometimes if you get a bit of tear out on your piece, sometimes if you go the other way, you can reduce the tear out. But that hasn't really worked on that one. This side's okay, it's just that one there. But what we'll do is we'll get that sanded up. And actually, I'm going to put a bit more of a curve in that. I'm going to bring a bit more of a curve in there.
You like curvy, don't you?
I do like curvy, so I'm going to bring that narrow around so that's nearly. It's a bit too close to the. Because that's quite a thick bit. Whoops. Because it's quite a thick piece of wood. It's not really curved enough. It really wants to be past the halfway mark. If you can get it. Trouble is, I'm trying to put such a light cut on it. Let's have a look at that one. Smells nice, if nothing else.
Right.
That's better. I like that better. That's nicer. I like that.
Robert from Hodgepodge, Steve, asked, sorry, are you making one of those winged bowls that rest on the wings?
No.
You've done one before though, haven't you?
Yeah, I have done one. I've got one here actually. I'll show you.
Just before you get in that, Mark's put hashtag Steve likes the curves, and Baz has put, Baz from Real Simple Things is on.
Hi, Baz.
Also, Glyn has put, sorry guys, reception is terrible. You're all breaking up because we're doing hashtags for Joe.
This is the one I did the other week with where it sits on the wings. Don't know if you can see that, can you? Let me see if I've got a bit of board here. I've got a bit of board here. So when you look at it, you can see like daylight underneath the base of it, just sitting on the edge of the wings. This was done. I don't know. I've done this on a live, didn't I?
Yeah.
Must be a month or so ago now, I would imagine. So yeah, I have done one, but this is not going to be one of those. No, I'm hoping this is going to be like a natural edge, just a natural edge curve. Hopefully. Last time I did one of these, I got halfway through turn and it blew up in my face. So hopefully this isn't going to go the same way. So we've got that shape now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to clean the inside of this and this piece with the sanding tool. Can't remember what it's called. And then what I'll do is because when you're rotating it, you've got air gaps. So when you're sanding it, if you're not careful, you can end up catching the tool or catching your finger. It's not worth the risk. So what I'll do is I'll just clean this up by hand. I'll get the orbital sander out and I'll clean it up by hand to clean those up, and then we'll get it sealed and finished. I think I may put some wood wax on it, to be honest, but we'll get it sorted out and see what happens, really. So I'm just going to sand as far as I can get with the sanding tool. Inertian sander, I think they're called. I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm wrong. But like I say, when you're sanding, if you're not careful, because there's a lot of fresh air, you could end up doing a bit of damage. So
Keith from Circular Wood by Keith's on. Hi,
hi
Keith.
So what I will do is I don't know if you can hear that bashing and banging about, but hopefully if you can get the speed up, you should be okay. Just not too much pressure is the key. So I'm sanding this from, actually this is a 120 grit, but I don't know whether that's going to be enough, because we had that bit of tear out. Actually, that's sticking up quite nice. Still a few tool marks in there, so just a bit more. Actually, I'll go 80 grit and then we'll go up to 120. Try and get rid of some of the tool marks. I say if not, I'll use the orbital sander.
Glyn said get the revs up.
Revs up.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, it does. I've got it. Let's check that.
You need to change your camera, Steve.
Oh, sorry.
That was Amy. She noticed it. Sorry, I was a bit. I'm just
Daydreaming.
No, I'm just looking at something else.
Right, so we'll do a bit more. Just a little bit more. Nearly there.
Doug from Pole Barns on.
Hi, Doug. How you doing? See what that's like. That's better. Right, so we just clean the middle up. Turn it on a bit. I'll just clean the middle up. And like I say, I've done quite a deep mortise in there. The reason being is obviously we're turning it and it's quite thin on the outer edge. So I thought if we did a deep mortise, I would imagine a mortise is getting on for 5 or 6 mil deep. So quite a deep mortise compared to what we normally put in. And what I've started to do, which I learned off of Mr. Woodturner himself, Wayne, or basically copied him, I've started recessing the bottoms of my mortises, so I've put like a bit of a dip in there, and I think that just gives it a neater finish really, rather than a flat edge. I think that just gives it a little bit more character. Right, so we sanded that at 80, we'll go to 120 now. Listen how quiet my extraction is. Man, can hardly hear it. So 120. So slow that down, just so we can get any little nooks.
Dale said you hashtag use more gritty.
Gritty.
Tommy said as long as it doesn't funnel Steve.
No, it won't funnel. Well, I'm hoping it won't. I shouldn't have said that, should I? I'm hoping it don't, Tommy. Let's put it that way.
You have to turn it on your Wally.
What? Have to turn what?
That's what Dale's put.
Well, the extraction. It is on. It is on. Can't you hear it? I don't think any neighbour's going to be pleased with me though, because I've vented it out between the fence and theirs, and it might be noisy in their back garden when they sit there having their nice, relaxing evening in the jacuzzi.
Not even out there.
So, right, so 120. We'll go 240, and then we'll go to the grit. So I'm just going to speed up again. Get a bit of speed on it. And again, you don't need to put loads of pressure on. You want the paper to do the job, not forcing it. So slow it down. Just get on this inner edge. I don't know why I put these little lips in here really, because they're always an issue to sand.
Jim's on.
Hi Jim, how you doing, sir? So there we go, up to 240 grit. Turn off the extraction. So we'll just blow that out to get any dust and crud out of the grain. Is that, can you see that? Is that too much whitewashed out, or is that all right?
Got a question from Dave, the Mole Valley maker. He said Yorkshire grit microfine is roughly 2,000 grit, correct?
Yes. It goes on grits on depending on how much you work it. Obviously, the more you work it, the higher grit you're going to get out of it. But yes, we always say 2,000.
Dale's put hands that feel pity can feel soft as your face with light brown Yorkshire gritty.
We reckon that Dale, we should do a like an intro with that on, so we can all put it on at the beginning of our videos. But Dale won't record it. So I think it's hashtag Dale do the recording.
Rich
Right.
the beard's on.
Hi Rich, how you doing, sir? So I'm going to give this a couple of coats of sand and sealer.
Oh, Robbo's on as well.
Hi Robbo, how you doing?
Sorry, Robbo, I missed it.
So give this a couple of good coats of sand and sealer, and then we can get our grit on it to give it our final smoothness. Just hope I don't lose my fingers doing it. While we're waiting for that, I'll have a swig of my coffee. Right, so let's get this mess sorted out. Get rid of all. Oh, hang on. Get rid of some of these. So we give that a few seconds to dry, and now we'll get the grit out. Give it a coat of grit. Kim Dickinson, hello, how are you? Hope you're well. My apprentice has gone to sleep by the sounds of it.
I am messaging my daughter.
Did you hear that, guys? Her daughter.
Who did you say hello to?
Kim.
You've also got Ellie Two Meadows Design.
Oh, hi, Ellie. So I'm going to work this in. So I'm going to work this in. Give it a good coating before we turn the lathe on. And then hopefully I ain't going to lose my fingers. So we'll work this in. As always, I'll just go through the basics. Obviously you apply your Yorkshire grit over sand and sealer, which is recommended by Glyn, who shall we say, what's the word I'm looking for? Produces Yorkshire grit. So we're going to work it in now until it starts. You can start to feel the grit to break down in the tissue. Obviously we're not going to feel a lot of it because we've got the banging about on the, because it's a wing bowl. We're sort of trying to smooth out fresh air. So, but normally you'd rub it in until you can feel the grit wear out, and then you know it's the abrasive part of the paste is doing its job. And Glyn actually designed Yorkshire grit to sand without the dust, which is an absolute genius idea, if you ask me. It's a shame he didn't do one what goes from 80 grit up.
Joe's put that she started on Glyn's gin, but don't tell him.
So like we say, the Yorkshire grit original will go up to like 1,000 grit, but obviously it depends on how much you work it really. I'm just going to try and do this a bit by hand because obviously it hurts your fingers when you smack them all the time, but it should be okay. Ouch. If you see the live I did Thursday, we used the microfine on a wooden bowl I turned, and the shine on the bowl before we even put any finish on it was really, really good, really good. So, but Yorkshire grit is not a finish. It's an abrasive paste, so it's not a, once it's done, it's not a finished product. You need to put a finish over the top of it. So we're just going to buff this off. Kill that. Let me just polish this. And what you're looking for is, so when you clean it, your tissue's coming off clean, then you know you've got all the grit out of it. And there you go. That's obviously not going to be up to the highest grit it could do, but that's going to do for this. So what I'm going to put over that, I'm going to put some wax 22 over the top of that. Use my centre finder to open my tin as always.
More Valley's got to go because he's got to go back to trug making. He's going to watch the rest of you later.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming over.
And Mark's put, and what an utterly fantastic earworm you had on Thursday.
Yeah. I did put him on a bit of pressure because I did when I done the intro, I did leave him on the camera. I forgot to put it as one screen. That was on two, so he just sat there, poor old boy, just sort of
Good job he weren't picking his nose, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the good thing was he was dressed, so that's the main thing.
Rich the Beard said he uses microphone after Yorkshire Grit Original on everything.
Oh, right, okay.
Rob CP has got a question. If you were doing an oil finish, does that mean you can't use Yorkshire Grit?
I don't know, to be honest. Is the Glyn still in the chat? He'll answer that one.
I think he's gone off because I think the grit was ready to pour or something.
Oh, right. I don't know, to be honest. I can't see. I don't know. Would you put a grit over the top of it? Well, grit's got beeswax in it, innit? So it's going to obviously you sand and sealed it. Then you put beeswax over the top of it. So if you put oil on it, even with the sand and sealer, it's not really going to penetrate the wood. So I don't know. Honest answer to that is I don't know. The best person to ask for that one or answer that question would be Wayne. If you ask Wayne that on one of his next lives, I'm sure he'll be able to help you. I'm not going to say yes you can and you can't because I'm not going to. I honestly don't know. Right, so just give this a bit of a buff. This isn't going to end up really shiny.
Mark has said that yes, you can use oil finish after Yorkshire Grit.
There you go then.
And Robbo said yes, you can.
Right, okay, so you can. So I've learned something new today.
The Dutch Turners, but I always do oil after Yorkshire Grit, no sanding sealer.
Oh, okay.
Tommy said he can see a wax line on the bark. What are you putting on the rest of the bark?
It will be wax over the top of it. When I do the inside, I'm going to wax the whole thing because I'm hoping to leave a little bit of bark on it. But I think we're going to end up with no bark on one side and bark on this side because of the way the wood is.
Mark said that it was Wayne that said you could.
Right, okay.
And Doug from Pole Barn said he's done tongue oil after Yorkshire Grit.
Good. Right, okay. Let's get this flipped. As you can see, we've got a bit of a sheen on it. Nothing major, just a little
Kim
bit
has
of a
said
sheen.
the bowl is not centre to the wood.
No, it's not. Because the log wasn't perfectly round. It's like a funny shape. That's why it's not centre. Obviously, if you're doing a perfect wing bowl, that needs to be perfectly round like that, but it wasn't. It was a funny shape, so we can't do a lot about that. But we will use what we have, as they say.
Joe's put, you can use a drying oil like Danish or tongue.
Right, okay.
She did put tuna. She meant tongue.
Tuna oil.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure it's not dolphin oil.
Tuna oil, new Yorkshire put grit Yorkshire Grit product, Joe. That's what Mark put.
Right. Let's get the middle of this hacked out. Oh, safety glasses. And we'll see what happens. Try and get a bit of speed.
The need for speed.
Actually, I'll use the half-inch bowl gouge. It's got a bit more meat to it. And what I need to do is drop the tool rest a little bit. It's a little bit high. The gouge is not coming in the centre of the piece. That's better. So again, as before, you look like you're turned into fresh air. So it's just a case of finding that sweet spot when you start. Nice, slow, steady pacing, or cut, should we say. You can hear when you're turning where it's banging together.
Dale's put scream if you want to go faster. Hold tight now.
Yeah, she's certainly cranked up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop that and just spin that around a little bit so I can get in there, because my chisel, because I'm coming in at that angle, my chisel handle's banging on the tailstock. So,
Kim Dickinson's put how fast?
how fast? Just 1 second and I'll tell you. Right, it's on number 5, and number 5 is around about 1000 RPM. So yes, pretty quick, especially for a piece that's out of shape and out of balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a bit in the middle, because obviously the thinner I go on the outer edge, the more unstable that's going to become. So hopefully, leaving a little bit in the middle, excuse me, is going to give us a little bit of strength, or a bit of stability.
Ellie's got a question. What brand is your 1/2 inch gouge?
Robert Sorby.
She's put, I bought a half cryo double-ended and it's the same size as my 3/8 gouge.
Yeah, the cryo is Robert Sorby anyway, isn't it?
Ryan, Maker 238 is on.
Hi Ryan, how you doing? So we'll see where we come. So we've got plenty of meat left, but this is the issue we've got. We've got a thick piece there and a thin piece there, so we're going to be a bit of imbalance. But again, that was how the wood was. There's nothing really we can do about that, but hopefully it just make it look a little bit different. The word I'm looking for is unique. It's going to be a case of keep stop start until we get our sweet spot, I believe.
Doug said he thought cryo is crown.
Oh right, it might be. I'm not sure. Possibly. So I'm just going to take some of this out of the middle here now. It's very brittle in the middle there. So I'm going to move this so we've got a little bit of this in here to give us a little bit of protection. Just like that. Oops, wrong one, Stephen. try that. So I'm just gradually going to itch some of this out of the middle here. I think that'll be enough for that. And I just need to get my finishing on this edge. I'm going to try and get an equal gap all the way down without going too thin. So just check that. I can see when I look down, I can see that it's getting a bit thicker. Obviously we've got this bit here. Take a little bit more out of there, which is going to give us this here. And then we need to try and keep this line. I'm going to go from the thin side. Just try and keep this line equal all the way through. So we need to take a little bit more to get this line here. Take the wax off. So it's just going to be a case of keep playing until we get it. But the good thing is, as it's turning, you can look down the wood. I don't know if you can see that with the camera. Yeah, you can. If you look down there, you can see the gap. So you can get a rough idea of your thickness. So if I can try and get that equal, it'd be happy days. Don't think I'm going to get any thinner there. Can't go no thinner there. We've got a nice equal, well not equal, but gap there. But on that side, it's fairly equal, which we can clean up with the sander. So it's just a case of hacking out, well not hacking out, taking out the middle now. So I'm going to take a little bit more out of the middle. And then gradually work my way down. So again, I'm just going to ride the bevel, have a contact on the bevel, and just gently follow it through to try and get me the same angle. And just gently pass this to try and scoop that out.
Scoop it.
Scoop it, oops, not like that.
Doug Miller said, Steve, work from the outside to in, leave the middle for stability.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So again, when you look down there, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but when you look down, you can see the thickness of your wood. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look through the gap. You can see the chisel, or the gouge, shall I say, not chisel. So I'm riding the bevel, and as the back end of the bevel's touched, I'm just gently bringing the front in till I feel it to bite, and then just gently feeding it through to give me a continuous spacing. Well, that's what I'm planning to do anyway. I'm hoping to do anyway. So hopefully the line on that fringe side should be fairly equal, like that. But it's just a shame, really. We've got to go a little bit deeper. Or actually, no, I'm going to flatten it out at that, because we've got a nice equal line down there. I know we've got a little bit of a taper in there, but we have to reduce that because of that there. We can clean that up with the orbital sander. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean this center out. Excuse me. Clean this center out, and then maybe just put one final pass with the 3/8 gouge just to clean some of those tool marks out. But I think after that we'll be about there, to be honest. Just going to move this around a little bit. The only thing you've got to be careful when you're doing this is that you don't catch. Obviously, when you're turning, you're quite close to these edges. These are going to be like razor blade if they catch. So you just got to be careful that you keep your hands well behind the tool rest. We don't want no injuries. I'm just going to try and take this out now. And like Doug said, if you leave the middle in, it gives you a bit more stability on your bowl. Because obviously they're quite thin, so with me pushing on them would have been quite soft.
Glenn's put no more cuts on the thin bit.
No more cuts on the thin bit. Who put that?
Glenn.
Glyn?
Yeah.
No, that's as soon as I'm going, mate.
Doug Miller said those wings will be flexing. Don't go back on the wings.
Oh, okay.
Right, I'll be back in a minute.
That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger said. But hopefully, just a nice light pass. Let's have a look at it. Got a little bit of tear out in there, but I think that's as thin as I dare go. I don't think I dare go any thinner than that. Glenn, have a little bit of confidence, man. Have a little bit of confidence. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's still... what do you reckon? 4 mil thick? Still 4 mil thick. That's all right. Yeah, last time I did one of these, I was nearly to the stage of finishing it, and it just one of the wings just blew off of it. But after speaking to Wayne and watching Wayne, he recommended leaving the middle in because obviously you get that bit of stability, like Doug said. So that's why I thought I'd try it. So hopefully, well, we haven't. It stayed in one piece, which is a bonus. But we've got a few tool marks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the orbital sander with an 80 grit. So this is going to be a bit noisy. So if it gets too noisy, let me know and I will mute myself. And then Nick will sing to you. So I don't know which one's,
right.
I don't know which one's worse.
Oi,
So,
did you get him?
So yeah, let's get it sanded up. I'll turn it back so you can see.
Noisy?
Yeah, I know.
Mark, he's got to be nice to me because he wants his hair cut later. So as you can see, Steve is sanding wood. With the noisiest tool he's got.
Are you talking to me? Because I can't hear you.
No?
That's all right. Heaven.
Haha. Head shave for Steve. Hashtag buzz cut for Steve. Bye, Rich. Thanks for popping over.
Hey, Rich.
Oh, yeah, you heard that. Dale's put hashtag not as good as Drilly.
No, it's quieter.
Sounds like a dentist drill.
Nasty tool marks in there. Oh, man.
Are you leaving them edges rough?
No, I'm going to say, oh, look.
Sorry?
Oh, man.
What you done?
It's got a crack.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, we've got to get the super glue out.
Well, you got to think we're behind you, so we can't see.
Don't know if you can see that. Hang on. Bring an overhead camera. No, that's no good. You can't see that one.
Oh, yeah.
Got a crack. Got a crack. Excuse me.
Can't you take it down a bit?
Not that much. Let's get some super glue in it.
Glyn said, is that a DA sander?
Yeah, it is.
Tommy's put you couldn't hear me because of the sander. That's not the sander, I think that's that generator.
Compressor even.
Compressor, that's the one.
Yeah, I should have one in the house, really.
What?
Compressor.
Why?
I won't be able to hear you.
I'll tell you what, you won't be getting your hair cut, mate. Well, you will, but you'll regret it.
That took a little while to sink in, that one.
Do you like them eyebrows? Are you attached to them?
No, they're attached to me, love.
They might not be later. Shave them off when you're asleep. Glyn said, can you PM him a link to it, please?
Yes, mate. Right, let's try and sand this out then.
Doctor's drill. Colin, he's certainly treading on thin ice.
Is that bloody tool mark?
Oh.
Move the camera out, won't it?
Dale, you're full of it today.
What else he say?
Hair today, gone tomorrow. Dale put hashtag grow the tash back, Steve.
No, that's never going to happen.
Mike the Dutch Turner, he said mohawk for Steve.
No what?
Mohawk for Steve.
Right, let's clean these up now. Oh, that's good.
I think you should leave that a bit rough.
That's what she always says. Rough? I don't want it rough. Right. Let's get it smoothed out now. Don't want that one.
Got a lot of interference.
Sorry?
A lot of interference.
What do you mean, a lot of interference?
That's alright, it might be just that handle.
I'm going to go mad with the sanding because that's getting a bit, whoops, flimsy. Right, that's up to 240 grit, but I'm going to take it up to 400. The reason being is because we can't get in there to grit it really. So I'm going to take it up to 400. Right, I think this is as low as I'm going to go. Ugh. I've just dropped my air gun down the back, so I can't get that. So let me just grab one out of the garage. Are you still in there? I thought you fell asleep.
Oh, that noise is horrible. Oh, Keith's gone. Joe's gone.
See you later, guys. Thanks for coming over.
Oh, Joe's not gone. She was saying bye to Keith.
Oh, right. You just want to get rid of her.
Colin reckons balding men make better lovers.
Don't know about that.
You've got all your hair, you idiot.
Yeah, but the balding man I had wasn't a very good lover.
You twit.
Right, let's sand and seal it.
When's this machine going off?
And it's got up to pressure. There you
Oh,
go.
thank God for that. Right. Dale's put hashtag not a blue pencil.
The famous blue pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sand and sealer on all the bark now, because we're going to obviously keep that bit of bark. So we'll just sort of dot it on to seal that. Put a bit on there and a bit on there, because obviously we sanded that. She's thin now. Still a couple of little tool marks there I'm not happy with, but it's going to have to do, because I don't think I can go much thinner, because I think that'll snap. Excuse me. What's going on with this computer? It's doing all silly things today for some reason. Alright, so we're sanding and sealed. I'm just going to get a Scotch Brite and just rub over it to get rid of any high points on the sand and sealer. Like I say, I'm not going to Yorkshire grit it, because I can't really rotate it. I'm not happy to put my hand in there when that's spinning. So I like my fingers where they are. So we're just going to give it a bit of a clean up and go from there. It's not too bad actually, it's nice and smooth. It's not too bad, So wood wax. Oops.
Right, let's have a look. Amy says it's looking good.
Thank you very much.
Mark's put real men have moustaches. No, Rob, it's not. Is it okay that Nikki reminds me of Marlene from Only Fools and Horses? A little bit.
Marlene. Who put that?
Rob CP.
I'm going to call you Marlene from now on.
You bloody won't.
I can replace the Jennifer.
Wooden said, looks great, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Hashtag Steve will have no eyebrows by the end of the day.
Who put that?
Me.
No, right.
You're just being horrible to me.
I'm not being horrible to you.
You are. What's he put? Hashtag real. Real men eat Yorkies.
Yorkie, cool.
Dale
Yorkies.
put that.
Yorkies.
Mark, watch what you're saying. Thank you. And you, Dale. Fall out with you. Hashtag flowers for Marlene. You shut up. Choke.
He choked on my coffee then.
Good. I didn't put anything in it, promise.
Yorkies. They're not a Yorkie like they used to be. They're half the size they used to be, aren't they? I mean, they used to be huge, but now they're like bite size. Right. Let's give this a bit of a buff up. Get a bit of a sheen on it. So it's got a couple of tool marks in it. Shame you couldn't get it all like that, really. It's really camera.
Okay. Casey's just messaged me. She wants to know how long you're going to be because she wants you to get the spider out of the shower.
I'm going to be a week. Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't get that edge looking like that edge. That's a nice, fairly equal line through there. But never mind.
I've just told her to suck it up the Hoover.
Well, I think that's about it. It's very, I'd say, other than a couple of little tool marks, a little tool mark in there, and then we've got another one just in there. I don't know if you can see that on the
Amy's
screen.
put, was nice knowing you, Steve.
Thanks.
Mark's put, I'm not scared. I live a long way away from Marlene.
You do realise, I shall remember, Mark, next time you meet you, you'll just be stood there and get a smack round the back of the head.
Rob CP put, is Nikki going to make a central next year? I keep offending people, so I'm hiring bodyguards. Yes, I am.
I'm not, she is. So just give that a bit of a buff up.
Ian Leonard said, looks good, Steve.
Thank you
Dale
very
said,
much.
looks good, man.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to buff it up a little bit because I can't get a good polish on it. I'm going to just put it on the buffing system.
Give it a buff.
To give it a bit of a buff. So I'll break it out of its box.
Colin said, hashtag flowers for Steve's funeral, lol.
So we'll get this out of here. If I can remember how it goes. I think this goes in here. As you can see, I've used this several times. I think I've used it once.
Wooden said, will this be your last live stream? Possibly could be.
So this is our buff and wheel A. Is that the first one? I believe that's the first one, isn't it? Buff and wheel A. See, I've got to read the instructions. It's been that long since I used it. Chestnut Products Buff and Wheel Kit. Yes. So this is the first buff. This is with the brown compound.
Tommy said, watch the bark, Steve.
Yeah, I'm going to go, because we've got our wings, we've always got to go in like that because it's rotating that way. We never go in that way because that'll just snatch and rip it out of our hand. So same principle when you're using a grinding wheel, basically. So
Mark's put, next week's live will come to you all from the recovery ward at the local hospital.
so we'll stick a bit of compound on.
Colin put, he's been thinking about getting one of those.
Yeah, I bought this at Harrogate last year. So, like I said, I don't use it very often. But I thought because we couldn't really get a good polish on it.
Don't kid everyone you're reading the instructions. You can't read.
Well, there's that. Actually, if I move the camera, you might be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to try and give it a bit of a polish, really. Because obviously we couldn't get in there with the grit. Like I say, I don't want a massive shine on it, just a bit of a sheen, really. It's just watching this edge, make sure we don't catch it on there. Because if we do that, I'll rip it out of our hands. So... trouble is, because it ain't been used a lot, all the fibres are coming out of the wheel.
Right, Dale's off for a nap.
See you later, Dale. Thanks for coming over, mate.
Because he said Mrs. K has fed him far too much lunch. You should be looking after her. Colin has got a question. What wax did you put on it, Steve?
On the piece or on the wheel? Is he asking about the piece or the wheel?
I don't know. He hasn't put it on there. He just said, what wax did you put on it, Steve?
On the actual piece, I put wood wax 22 on it. On the buffing wheel, you get 3 compounds. You get a brown one, a white one, and you get I think it's like a beeswax. So obviously you put the brown one on the first one. And then this is the white wax or the white stick, whatever it is. and then we'll put the final one on to give it a nice shine. But I think the third one is like a beeswax by the looks of it.
No, Rob CP, I can't.
I'm getting covered in more particles than anything else from the mop. Oops. So that's the final one of those. So what we'll do is we'll put the final mop on. These are easy to use. The mops are A, B, C. Obviously A is the first one through to C. And then you've got 3 different compounds. You've got the first one, which is a brown compound. Whoops. The second one, which is the white one, which is what we've just done. And then this one is like...
Dear Wooder is on. He said, "Hi folks, don't normally watch live on a Sunday, but needed to take a break as just mowed the lawn."
Hi guy. Hi, yeah. And then obviously finally this looks like a beeswax or something. So this is
Doug Miller said the third one is carnauba wax.
right. Okay, so there you go. That's what it is. So obviously this is to give it the final, the final sheen or shine. So we're going to put plenty on.
Dr. Bob said white diamond buffon compound, then carnauba wax. Oh no, Dale's lost the TV remote. You're going for a nap.
He needs Teletubbies on to put him to sleep.
He was going to put you on to put him to sleep.
Didn't work. You was making too much noise. You really see them tool marks in there now. I've polished it up. I know Terry from Chestnut Products did say that you could, you don't have to use their waxes. You could put a different wax on, like it doesn't have to be the ones that come with a kit. You could put a wood wax over it or a Hampshire sheen and buff it. But the only trouble with that is as soon as you've put that product on your wheel, whoops, I don't know how the original wax would cope with that. So I think that's as far as I'm going to go. So let's have a quick gander at that. God, I've got loads of dust floating around now from that mop.
Hi, Jappy.
Hello, Jappy. How you doing, mate? So there it is. As you can see, they've got a couple of tool marks in there, which I think I'll sand them out or try and get those out off the live. I may be brave and stick it back on the lathe and just see if I can put a thin pass over it to get them out.
Doug has put, you'll want to add a coat of microcrystalline wax by hand over the carnauba, because carnauba shows fingerprints badly.
Right, okay, so fair enough. Thank you very much for that, Doug.
And Dr. Bob said you can use a stiff wire brush to dress the buffing wheels.
Oh, right. That's handy to know. Right, so I'll just quickly put this away. Oh, sugar lumps. Right. Oh, dodge. Right, I'll put the instructions back in the box. So, there we go. Nice little winged bowl. I know it's not perfectly equal, but I don't think we could do a lot about it the way the wood is, but it looks a bit strange. Looks right off centre, doesn't it? That looks really off centre for some reason. Strange. But anyway, there it is. Right, so I'll bring it onto a different camera. So there you go. Here we go. This on this camera. Like I say, you can just see the tool marks in it. You can feel them, but you can just see the tool marks. There's a couple of tool marks in it. One there, and then just one at the bottom there. But other than that, I like it. It's all right. Shame they both weren't like this side, but it's all right. Bit of trial and error, innit? Bit of practice. Practice makes perfect, as they say.
No colouring for a change.
No colouring, no. No colouring. I'm not sick of colouring, but I just want to do something a bit different. Thank you very much, Mark. So
you see what you put? Cracking bowl.
Yeah, I see it. Yes, he's trying to be a comedian. He's here all week.
Doug said, "Well done, Steve. Looks good. Got to go though. See you all in the funny papers."
Yeah. See you later, Doug. Thanks for coming over.
Colin said, "Very nice, mate."
Thank you. Looks nice. I like it.
Good job you do.
Just showing about these tool marks. I might see if I can get them out, but I don't know. She is really thin. There, look at that. Just there. That is really thin. I think I might be pushing my luck if I try and get the tool marks out of it.
Jappy said, "Cool piece."
Thank you very much. So, anyway, guys, hope you're well. Hope that's entertained you for an hour, or just over an hour. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Bye. Wooden's off. Bye, Dennis.
Bye, Dennis. Thanks for coming over. So anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. If there's no more questions, we'll kill it. We've done the hour and a half that we normally do, so I really appreciate you guys coming over. Hope we've entertained you as always. So I'm sure you people have got things to do. I've got grass to cut. Woman's work's never done.
Extension to finish.
Yeah, well, that's not going to get done today, is it?
Car to wash.
Yeah, car to wash and hoover, and another car to wash and hoover, a van to clean.
What else could I get you to do? Cook tea.
Yeah, right.
You are in the week.
Yeah, right.
We'll find you something to cook. Right, D.L. Woodout said, "Missed most of it, but nice bowl. Now I need to go and start the bowl on the lathe. Now the lawn is done."
Yeah. Definitely.
Mark's off to help Marley finish his pen.
Let's
turn us off. Barry said, "Great live."
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Very much appreciated.
Colin put, "Always a fun live." Amy put, "Thank you, Steve and Nikki. Take care, everyone. Love to all."
Oh, I wish my neighbour had cut my grass for me, Doug.
He cuts the front.
Well, now and again.
That's only a little bit, isn't it?
Right, then. If everybody's had their say, then we will kill it. So, all going well. I should be live again Thursday. But obviously keep an eye out for the link, and I'll keep an eye on the time thing and all, because for some reason that came up with the time wrong. I don't understand why that happened. But anyway, have a great day. Speak to you soon. Take care, and bye for now. Take care. Bye.
That's all, folks.